Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth installment of the MassAutomation news flashes that we have. So that's a news flash that we have every week to show you progress on different topics that Massa Labs is working on. And today, in particular, we're going to focus on the automation side of things. So remember the roadmap. The idea here is to create an enhanced autonomous smart contract system in Massa and showcase it using a recursive payment app. So this is still being worked on. We have published a new version of the tooling, and we already gathered a lot of feedback. We implemented a lot of new things in there, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about it. For the autonomous smart contracts with guaranteed execution, it's still being implemented. It's a very big piece of work. It's a lot of things to change in the node. So we are still working on it, but we have made very good progress. I'm going to tell you a bit more afterwards. And for the recursive payments app, we are now reviewing it internally, testing it to make sure that it's okay, and we should be ready to publish it very soon. So after this is over, then we are going to try to define a very clear product and a marketing strategy around this system. The idea would be to eventually kind of compete with existing automation solutions like Chainlink automation or Gelato, but in a fully decentralized way, using a lot of new things like the autonomous smart contract with guaranteed execution, also other things such as EVM compatibility, cross-chain communication, and other things that we need to explore. So first of all, the guaranteed execution autonomous smart contracts, there was a lot of work put into that. The idea here is to create a new version of the autonomous smart contracts that we have, but this time to allow 100% guarantee that once a future call is registered, it's going to happen. So a smart contract could be able to say, I want to call that function in 5 hours, and they will have the guarantee that it will be executed. So it's complementary to the current system of autonomous smart contracts that we already have, but it's more fit for stuff like financial transactions. So this has been implemented. We are currently reviewing the GitHub comments. We are working on tooling as well, documentation. So there's a lot of work around this currently. You can actually follow everything in GitHub. Everything is transparent. You can see everything we are doing. And it's a big effort because it's a very new feature that we have never seen anywhere else. It's something that Massa will be pioneering once again. And it requires a lot of care to make sure that it's secure, that it doesn't crash, that it's stable, that it's useful, that it fits the needs of the builders. So on Horizon, we are currently working on gas and constant calibration. So the idea here is to simulate the system in different circumstances to make sure that we properly calibrate everything, all the constants related to the system. Then we'll be able to test in LabNet, so that would be an internal test. Then we'll develop everything around the API, tooling, examples, basically everything required for developers to take a hold of this system. And then we are going to deploy it in BuildNet. And from there, it's going to be in the testing phase where builders will be able to already use it, play with it on BuildNet, just like DWeb has done recently on BuildNet. Here, automation will be able to function on BuildNet. And once everybody is ready, once everything is stable, the builders have given all the feedback, everything was implemented, then we'll publish a new version of the node, and it's going to be up to the node runners to update the nodes, and then we'll have autonomous smart contracts with guaranteed execution right into the Massa system. Then comes the tooling. Obviously, we cannot just change the node without adapting all the tooling around it. So for this, we are partnering with different builders, in particular the DUSA DEX, because they want to deploy a lot of autonomous features and that they currently cannot yet deploy all because they require this guaranteed execution system. So we are working on them. They are also implementing the new version of Massa Web 3 that was published very recently. And they are giving us feedback. For example, we added recently an event polar object on their feedback. So we are continuing to test the new tooling with them. And that way we'll be sure that we have something ready that's used already in production. On the documentation side, we thought that the documentation around autonomous smart contracts was not sufficient. So there's been a lot of work around improving the documentation of smart contracts so that it's crystal clear. There's examples. There's also documentation around autonomous smart contracts with guaranteed execution that's coming. So this is a strong focus we have right now. The goal here is to drop the barriers, the entry barriers for developers to be able to join the system and use it in a very natural, very transparent and easy way. Then comes the DApp development. So we are already testing so this is basically a demonstration DApp for payments using autonomous smart contracts. And it's going to be open source. Anybody will be able to fork it. It also acts as an example. And we are already doing some internal testing on it. Whenever it's ready, we're going to publish it. We also added a vesting mode. So eventually, our dream is to replace the current vesting system with an autonomous vesting system. For the first time in blockchain history, we'll be able to literally schedule payments in the future without any external observers, without any external signers, and you will receive the tokens directly on your accounts. Then on the community side, our forums are now open. So please, if you have any suggestions, ideas, any kind of community-driven suggestions, contributions, feel free to go to the forums, forums.massa.community. And there you can publish all your ideas, discuss with us, and comment on all our proposals. Also, don't hesitate to test, if you're a builder, don't hesitate to test the next version of the tooling that's already being published. Play with it, give us your feedback. If there's any issues, please tell us so we can fix it. And finally, on the talent acquisition part, the first round of interviews is ongoing. So we have an exciting pipeline of candidates. Stay tuned for new faces. And yeah, again, if you want to candidate, please contact us at info@massa.net. Knowing that for new candidates, we're going to process them after the current batch is processed already. And that's it. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to tell them here. In the meantime, feel free to join us on our community. Feel free to ping us on the forums. We'd be very eagerly discussing it. And also, if some of you are going to Token 249, I will be there. So feel free to ping me, and I will be able to talk with you. And if there's no particular questions, it's all right. These things are meant to be short and to update the community on the progress. So thank you so much for your attention. And again, we are available on the community and the forums if you have any questions. So thank you.